Hello, second graders. So what we're going to do today is we're actually going to move on from solids to liquids. So we're going to investigate liquids a little further, and then the name of this investigation is Liquids in Bottles, and you're just going to discover, just kind of like we did with the solids, look at different liquids and the way they behave and the way they look and their properties. Now remember, properties is the things that you can observe, the things that you can see with the different objects, how they behave and how they look. Okay, so what our investigation, or what our focus question is how are liquids different from each other? Now in each of these bottles there is liquid, and we're going to look at, now this one's a little funky because it's not really, it's kind of staying on the side there, but we'll talk about what that means. So there's that, and I'm going to tell you what each of these are too. There's this one, there's this one, this one, and this one, and these are all liquids. Okay, and so what our challenge is today is to find out what we can about liquids. So what can we do with these bottles to help you find out what properties they have? So what can we do with these? And I want you to think about that. What can we possibly do with all these liquids to figure out their different properties? Okay. While we're investigating the liquids, I want you to think about their properties. Sorry, I have a little alert. So I want you to think about their properties and how they behave. So I'm going to look at it, and we're going to just look. So this one right here, and I'm going to turn it over so I can tell you what each of them are. This one right here is plain water. Okay. It behaves like water. We're very familiar with water because we drink it and we take baths in it. We're very familiar. Lots of different things, right, that we do with that. Now this one is also water, but we added some food coloring to it to make it a different color. It's green. Okay. This is syrup. It's still a liquid. It just doesn't move like the other liquids. It takes a while to readjust and to move and do what it does. This right here is oil. Okay, it moves just a little different. It doesn't move quite like water does, doesn't move quite like syrup does. This right here is liquid dish soap. Jackson, I need you to go to the other room, please. Okay. This one right here is liquid hand soap. Okay. And this is fabric softener. Moves a little bit slower. All right. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We have 7 different liquids. You can't really see them. I could move it down just. There we are. Move it down just a little. I have to be careful because it's my phone. Yeah, that's as good as we can get. But I will pick them up. So, are all liquids the same, and how are they different? So let's think about it. Are all these the same, or are they different? And some of them are clearly different, right? You can already see they don't move the same. Like the oil here, dish soap. Some move a lot more freely than others. So they're really not the same. They're a different consistency. And when we say consistency, it just means how it's made up, okay? How it feels. So if you were to feel this, it would feel very different from each one. The way it moves, that's a consistency. You can see the difference, okay? Do all liquids move the same? No, they don't, right? We already talked about that. What happens to the liquids when you slowly tip the bottles on their side? When you turn them upside down. So what happens? Okay, so I'm going to slow. What happens to it? I want you to think. Turning it upside down. The water just moves pretty quick, right? And this is water too, just with food coloring. Same thing. Now this, I haven't even quite gotten it to go back down. So if it's on its side, the water does not move, or not the water, the syrup doesn't move. Really, it doesn't seem at all, but it really just moves extremely slow. The oil, it still moves pretty quick, but the way it moves is different. It like, you can still see it kind of running down the side, and with water, it just all moves. The dish soap, it moves just a little bit slower, right? This is hand soap, same thing. This is actually a little thicker than the dish soap. Okay, and you're seeing it kind of stay there. And then this is our fabric softener. It moves, but really slow. Gravity's pulling it, but it's just taking a lot longer than the other one. All right, so let's look at the next questions. I have to look at my book just because my brain is all over the place. Okay, what happens to the liquid when you spin the bottle? So when you, I don't know how else to, okay, I guess I could do this, but you can't really see. Let's see. I guess maybe like this. You can't really see it. No, we're gonna skip that one because I can't really do it here, so. Okay. So let's do this. What happens when you shake the bottle? Let's see. Because we can do that and you can see it. Some bubbles form, right? Let's try this one. Same things. Oh, more bubbles flow in this one. And then this. Nothing really, right? How about the oil? And you can see the oil coating the outside and slowly moving down. Dish soap. It did shake. Look at how kind of stuck to the sides. Okay, same thing, stuck to the sides, a little bit more so. This is the fabric softener. Stuck to the sides. Okay, and what happens if you make a tornado in the bottle? So that is kind of like spinning it like, you see that? When it spins like that, let me do it up high. It still turns, but it eventually slows down. Let's try the, cool, right? Okay. Can't really, I already kind of know, and you guys probably do, you can't really tornado this. Here's the oil. Ready? It doesn't do what the liquid or what the water does, right? It doesn't make that tornado, it just kind of shakes. Okay. All right, so what happens when you tornado? The two liquids tornado, but the other ones, they just kind of stay the same, right? All right, so now what we're going to look at is we're going to look at some questions that we're going to think about. And then when I am done with this, I'm going to post the focus question to the side. I'm going to give you vocabulary words, and some of the vocabulary words that I will give you, I'm going to give you the word liquid, bubbles, flow. So when we're talking about flow, flow is how it moves. So some have a slower flow and some have a faster flow. So that's how you can describe how liquids are different, is by its flow, right? Foam, that's when you have a lot of bubbles that foam, like the top of that is foam, okay? Pour, so when you pour it, how does it move? That kind of goes with flow. Shake, thick, so this is really thick because it doesn't move very fast, and this is thin, okay? See? So that's different ways that you can describe it, and I will put those in the side. And you're going to answer the vocabulary question. How are liquids different from each other? And I will give you a sentence frame, which means I'm going to start your answer for you and you're going to finish your answer. Then what you're going to do is you're going to answer the question and draw a picture of the different liquids and how they're different, okay? So here's some questions. I said, do all these bottles contain liquids? So are all of these liquids? Liquids Liquids. Liquids. Are they all liquids? And the answer to that is yes. These are all liquids. They just have different properties to them. Do all liquids move, shake, and splash the same? So remember when I did those different things, did everything move the same? So think about that for just a minute. The answer is no, they don't move the same. They move very different, right? Some move slowly because they're thick, and some move fast because they're thin materials. So now what you're going to do is you're going to, and I was going to look and see if I needed to do a book, but we don't. So you're going to go through, you're going to answer that focus question, and then you're going to snap a picture and send it to me, and my email address is also on the side. I hope you guys are doing good, staying safe, and having fun learning at home. Love you and miss you. Bye.